Mental health is real. Mental health is real. Seek help and stigma. On the news this evening, police fall planned gang war in tertiary institution in Port Harcourt. Commissioner of Police says collaboration with Community Relations Committee has reduced crime gang activities in Rivers State. Opposition parties insist Rivers Sole administrators should not oversee local government elections. Traders in Mount 3 Market raise concern over bad road. On the foreign scene, Israel to allow limited access by Syrian forces into southern Syria. I am Kalada Kurubatubor. The news in detail. The Rivers State Police Command says operatives of the Azikiwe Police Division and Octopus Tactical Unit foiled a planned gang war in one of the tertiary institutions in Port Harcourt. Spokesperson for the command, SP Grace Rikoko, in a statement said 3 suspects have been arrested while 1 revolver pistol, 1 live ammunition and 3 expanded ammunition were recovered from the suspects. She said investigation is ongoing with a view to arresting other fleeing members of the gang. Earlier, our correspondent guided that on Thursday there was a supremacy battle between 2 rival gang members in the university. According to the source, members of one of the gang groups had attempted to enter the main entrance of the university when they encountered members of the rivals along Azikiwe Opobo Lane Street, Maltu Diob, and engaged in a shootout. The source also said the situation disrupted business activities in the area as business owners and passers-by scampered for safety. However, the situation was brought under control through the timely intervention of operatives of the Azikiwe Police Division and Octopus Strike Force police units. Meanwhile, the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Olugbenga Dekpoju, says collaboration with the Police Community Relations Committee, PCRC, has reduced crime and gang activities across the state. CP Adekoju, represented by CSP Henry Ogbefu, said this at a one-day stakeholders engagement organized by the Sani Abacha PCRC in Port Harcourt. He assured that the police will continue to partner with PCRC to ensure that River State is safer and viable for businesses to thrive.
We are here today to show the public and the people that we are working in collaboration with PCRC to ensure that the state is rid of criminals and is safer for all. My CPU Benga, he has given us marching order to ensure that the state is safe, and that is what we are doing. We have conducted a lot of raids within the area, arrested a lot of miscreants and charged most of them to court. As you can see, the reduction in the cultist activities within state because of the proactive orders from our CP.
CP Adekboju also assured the public to give the police credible information to assist them in the fight against crime and other forms of illegality. Also speaking, the Divisional Police Officer in charge of Sani Abacha Division, CSP Mukta Madi, appealed for more support from the PCRC to tackle some of the challenges confronting the police. Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that the chairman of PCRC, Sani Abacha area, Dr. Sam Chukwuemeka, said the meeting is to raise awareness and support for the Nigerian police force to improve their operational efficiency. Elsewhere, the trial of 12 suspects accused of killing female police inspector Christiana Erekere at the Taaba police station in Kana local government area took a new turn at the Rivers State High Court in Port Harcourt. This is as the trial judge, Justice Augusta Kingsley Chiku, ordered the Rivers State Police Command to release all items seized from the defendants that are not part of the prosecution's evidence. The order followed an oral application by one of the defense counsels, Sunday Womom, who argued that several personal items belonging to the defendant were still in police custody despite having no relevance to the ongoing case. Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that earlier the 10th defendant, Igofose Oke, and the 5th defendant, Moses Agege, were cross-examined during the hearing yesterday. Justice Kingsley Chukwu adjourned to September 30th for final addresses. Recall that Inspector Christiana Erekere was allegedly killed on April 24th, 2024 during a stop-and-search operation. The suspects were reportedly traveling from Delta State to Akwa Ibom for a traditional marriage ceremony when the incident happened. Moving on. Some opposition political parties in Rivers State are insisting that the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, should not oversee the conduct of the local government elections in the state. The comments follow the speculation that the local government election will be held before the state of emergency ends. Recall that the Justice Adolfo Osinibili-led Rivers State Independent Election Commission, RISEC, had set August the 9th as the deadline for the conduct of the election before the sole administrator dissolved it. However, it is not clear if the newly constituted commission will follow the August timeline or come up with a fresh one. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Soibi Ruwari, the secretary of the Obedience Movement in Rivers State, Gogo Wellington, says the sole administrator is not democratically elected and as such cannot oversee the conduct of the council elections in the state.
Not only is the Governor Fubara supposed to oversee the election, also the substantive RISEC, the substantively appointed RISEC, are those that are supposed to conduct elections in Rivers State, not these persons that have been foisted on us through this emergency rule in Rivers State. He's not a democratically elected person. So you cannot build something on nothing. How can an administrator to oversee the election of local government chairman? Doesn't that sound contradictory in itself?
On his part, the spokesman of ADC in the state, Lucky Man Igila, says the sole administrator cannot oversee the conduct of the local government elections.
We in the ADC have been vocal on issues like this. We have said this thing. The sole administrator does not have the mandate to conduct elections. It does not even have the mandate to constitute the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. It doesn't. So all we are saying is everything should be put on hold until there is a democratically elected governor in the state. The House of Assembly is functional. Then we can begin to look at who is in place to conduct an election. Ibok Ete Ibas, the sole administrator of Rivers State, does not have the mandate of the people. He does not report to Rivers people. He can't conduct elections for us.
Also, the chairman of Allied People's Movement, Dagogo White, said the current RISEC cannot use the old timetable to conduct any local government elections because political parties need at least 6 months' notice from the commission.
We are in a democratic era. It's expected that the democratically elected governor will conduct local government election. I'm not at all. I'm not. It's not possible for August 9th. We've not done primaries. There's nothing. They've not called us. Nothing is happening. You can't just call us to come out for election on August 9th. It's not possible. It's not done anywhere. Timing is not proper at all. The least you give us as political party is 6 months. We're in a democratic era. So let the democratically elected governor conduct the local government election.
But the former chairman of the Labour Party in the state, Favour Ruben, says there is nothing wrong with the sole administrator overseeing the conduct of the election.
Well, nothing stop him not to oversee. We have gotten to administrator in Rivers State before now that conduct or oversee an election. We have gotten that in different states. So administrator have conducted election that translate people into becoming the executive. So I don't see anything that is wrong in if he oversee the election, as long as they have the legitimate body to conduct it. What is wrong for him not to oversee an election? And so if people say he's not qualified to oversee election, and civil servants today are praising him, especially retirees.
Whereas a stakeholder in Rivers politics, Dr. Lilonu Wibubasa, says he believes that the conduct of local government elections should not be raised until democratic structures are restored in the states.
Well, what's happening in Rivers State is aberration. And so we cannot even be talking about conduct of local government election when we are still subjected to an abnormal system. The first thing we should look at is normalizing our system by bringing back the elected governor of the people. And then we can start looking at the way forward as it touches governance and service delivery to Rivers people.
A correspondent who visited the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission office along Port Harcourt About Road reports that members of the new commission that were sworn into office have resumed duties in their various departments. Go for a quick commercial, but still to come, traders along Abuja Bypass Mile 3 Market raise concern over bad road. Do stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back now to the rest of the news. Stakeholders have dismissed a statement by former governorship candidate in Rivers State, Toyin Princeville, that young people are not part of the African Democratic Party's coalition. Princeville made the statement in a television interview. Speaking on this, a youth leader in Rivers State, Rhino Owokire, in an interview with our correspondent, said young people are fully integrated into the ADC's activities. He said the youth wing of the ADC was inaugurated just 3 days ago in Port Harcourt and are awaiting formal inauguration by the party's national leadership. He advised politicians seeking to drive change in the 2027 elections to align with existing structures instead of waiting for special recognition.
Well, it's not correct. He is completely wrong. The public is aware that here in Rivers State, we have inaugurated the youth wing of the coalition. The national will soon do our inauguration, the youth wing. The youth are properly carried along. Anybody that wants to be part of the project should join the project and stop looking for flimsy excuses. If you know that you want to be part of this project, swing into action. People should stop waiting for special invitation where they will invite them to a meeting, to this. You know what to do as a politician.
Also speaking on this, the spokesperson of ADC in Rivers State, Lucky Magila, says the party is youth-friendly, although it is yet to tackle or yet to take stock of the youths who joined it as coalition members. Mr. Igila told correspondent Ibi Ruwari that the party is still open to identifying with more members regardless of their age.
The Democratic Congress is open to every Rivers indigenous to come in. We are not saying because it's a youth-friendly party that the likes of Rotimi and Michi and others that are no longer youth cannot come in. Without the elders, the wisdom of the youth is just like a weight. So they are there to show guidance. The State Executive Council that is majorly youth populated it's very much active. That assertion is very, very wrong. He needs to check himself very, very well. The person saying this is not even youth. First and foremost, the coalition is youth-friendly. I am a youth. ADC is the only party where you see seasoned youths, people that are majorly youths and that are holding key offices. Cross-board.
The ADC spokesperson asked the former governorship candidate to verify his facts about the party, saying it has fielded youths as candidates in various elections since its formation. 4 months after President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, residents are reflecting on how the sweeping decision has shaped lives in the oil-rich region. The emergency rule, announced on March the 18th, 2025, and enforced by sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, was aimed at restoring peace amid political tensions and breakdown of governance structures. Residents across Port Harcourt and surrounding communities have expressed mixed feelings. While some say the period has brought a semblance of order, others worry about democratic backsliding and the prolonged absence of an elected government structure. Some artisans in Port Harcourt who spoke to our correspondent on this called for an end to the emergency rule in the state. Now, some traders along Abuja bypass behind the popular Mile 3 market have raised concerns over the dilapidated part of the road. The traders, who sell mainly building materials and livestock, said they have tried to patch the road with stones, gravels and sand in the past, but the situation has now become worse. They told our correspondent that the bad road has effectively affected businesses as the area is often submerged on rainy days. They urged the government to fix the road.
Yes, well, they have a good market here. We are passing a hell of trouble because of this road. We use broken block and fill it. I don't think they've seen this road. So government really need to come and work on the road so that it can be useful to us and to the government also.
This place has been so bad up to the extent we decided to see how we can make it motorable. But, individual and government power is not the same thing. They should come to our aid and do this. Once it is raining, see that everywhere will be flooded. Vehicles find it very difficult to move.
It affects someone because it causes heavy traffic. It's not something we can do. Though we have tried, but not been able to.
We've bought hardcore chippings and all that. All our effort seems not to work out. We are really pleading that government should come of help to fix up the road for us.
Our correspondent reports that the Abuja bypass connects Rivers State University roundabout, Oluwabasanjo and Ikoku flyover. In other news, the Labour Party Statutory National Executive Committee has elected Senator Nenadi Usman as the interim national chairman and Senator Darlington Wokocha as the interim national secretary, among others, as members of the party's interim working committee. They were elected during the party's NEC meeting in Abuja today. The interim working committee is expected to oversee all party activities till the party's convention, when elections for a new NEC will be conducted. Let's take a look at the foreign scene now.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Israel has demolished thousands of buildings across Gaza since it withdrew from a ceasefire with Hamas in March, with entire towns and suburbs, once home to tens of thousands of people, leveled in the past few weeks. Satellite images show massive amounts of destruction in several areas which Israel's military command claims to have under operational control. A quick recap on the news this evening. You heard police foiled a planned gang war in a tertiary institution in Port Harcourt. Commissioner of Police said that collaboration with Community Relations Committee has reduced crime and gang activities in Rivers State. Opposition parties are insisting the Rivers sole administrator should not oversee local government elections. Traders at Mile 3 Market have raised concerns over bad road. And on the foreign scene, Israel will allow limited access by Syrian forces into southern Syria for 2 days after days of bloodshed. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. The news was edited by Constance Irele Mega. I am Kalada Kurubatubo. Good evening.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info.